Hi, I'm Reverend Jake Zabe, and welcome to Children's Bible Stories. Alright children, today we're going to have another early church tradition apocryphal story surrounding the lives of the apostles, and today we're going to be telling the story of Saint Matthew in Ethiopia. So according to the church fathers Irenaeus and Clement of Alexandria, after Matthew had been driven from Jerusalem, he went around and preached the gospel in numerous other countries. Which countries he went to, we don't know exactly. Many people disagree, saying some say he went here, some say he went there. But everyone tends to agree that Matthew went down to the country of Ethiopia. And so Matthew went down to the land of Ethiopia. Now, what is important to know is that this land of Ethiopia is not the same as the modern day country of Ethiopia. The territory that Matthew was in would be based in today's country of Sudan. The name Ethiopia was the Greek name meaning land of the burnt-faced ones, or land of the people with black skin. It referred to the area south of Egypt, and at this point in time it belonged to the kingdom of CAS. And so Matthew had gone down to Ethiopia and he had been preaching the gospel to the Ethiopians. And of particular note, Matthew had managed to convert to Christianity the princess Iphigenia. And so not only had she been converted to Christianity, but she also decided to dedicate herself to the Lord. And so that meant she became like a nun. So she vowed that she would not take a husband, but would instead dedicate her life in service of God and spreading of the gospel. And so she kind of like served as a deaconess. And so she would tell people about the gospel, and she was not going to get married. Now her father, King Aegyptus, passed away, and he was succeeded by the next king, Hyrtacus. Now Hyrtacus had seen the beauty of the princess, and he wanted to marry her. And so he called Matthew in, and he urged Matthew to convince the princess to break her vow and to marry him instead. In response to this, Matthew invited the king to come to church on Sunday. And so according to the church tradition, Matthew was leading the service, and he was preaching a sermon about the sin of lust, and how we should not go lusting after women, and how we should not try and force women to break their vows and marry us. And while Matthew was preaching this sermon, the king was angered that Matthew was calling him a sinner. And so the king ordered his bodyguard to take his spear that very instant and to go and kill Matthew. And so the bodyguard went up and killed Matthew right in front of the altar in the church. And so that then, children, is the story of how Matthew died at the hands of the bodyguard of the naughty king, who refused to accept the fact that this young princess didn't want to marry him and instead wanted to serve God. That's our Bible story for today, children. I've been your host, Reverend Jake Zabel. Goodbye and God bless.